to their faces.
ينعاد عليكي ينعاد عليكي الله معاك
مع السلامة.
نحن مقاومة
انت في خطر، ما لازم تطيعي.
ما تخافي يا بنتي.
كيف حالك؟
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV3, welcome back to another episode of Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. I'm your host for this evening, Sayyid Muthanna al-Musawi, and I am joined by my dear friend, Sheikh Ali. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikhna.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
How are you doing, Sheikh?
Alhamdulillah, fine.
Alhamdulillah. It's great to be here once again, sitting opposite you as you answer many of the viewers' questions and you teach us all valuable lessons about the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. To the dear viewers at home, just a quick reminder, quick explanation on how the show works. Of course, this is Ahkam SOS after all. So it's a show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. And to do that, you need to send in your questions. So first of all, send in your questions. I will then ask the Sheikh your questions and the Sheikh will answer your questions. So to do that first and most important step, all you need to do is either call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199, or with the WhatsApp number over here, 0741 509 2155, or scan the QR code, or if you're watching on YouTube, to scan the QR code to go to our WhatsApp, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions there. And inshallah, without further ado, Shaykhna, let us begin. From WhatsApp, how can the Imam Ajjalallahu Farajahu Sharif still guide us if he is not available?
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. The narration states with this regard that the Imam's ghaibah, occultation, is like the sun behind the cloud, and how the sun benefits the earth and the rest of the universe, or at least let's say the earth, the parts of the earth which has clouds, it's cloudy areas, still benefits from the light, from the warmth and other energy sources and results. This is how the Imam would benefit the humanity, even if he is behind the curtains or in disappearance or in occultation.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Still, we have in the history prophets who went in disappearance, like Musa alayhi salam. For 40 days, he was in disappearance. Yusuf alayhi salam, for 40 years, he was away from, or at least he was not known within the people that he lived with when he was taken away from his father. And other prophets as well. So this is something that is mentioned in the books of the Hadith and the Holy Quran stories, that one can still benefit his community while he is away in different ways and methods that Allah Azza wa Jalla would implement and provide for this guide to his nation.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then moving on to our next question from WhatsApp. Did any of the Imams engage in temporary marriage?
I can't remember.
Thank you, Sheikhna. And then on to WhatsApp. Which is greater in rank, the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam or the Quran?
The Hadith says, Kitab Allah wa atrat Ahl Bayti. Some would say the Holy Quran is greater, and then Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Some would say they are idl, they are equal, in other words. So, because they both represent Allah Azza wa Jalla on earth. The Book of Allah and the Holy Prophet and his family. So they represent the speaking Quran, in other words. So the practical Quran is Muhammad wa ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi. But as I've said, different opinions are available.
Understood. And then from WhatsApp, if I am a woman and I have scars, would I be able to cover it up with makeup?
For the purpose of marriage, there is a discussion with this regard that a woman cannot deceive the husband or the bride, the groom, in other words. And then he discovers afterwards, after the marriage, that she's got scars or let's say some flaws and so forth. So with regards to the marriage, you have to be honest with this issue. So to avoid any disputes in the future, for example. So otherwise, other than the marriage, should be fine. But as I've said, if it's a face makeup and you're going to a women's only venue, that's fine. But on your way, you have to cover your face because that's the beauty for the woman's face.
Okay.
And that beauty should be covered until you reach that venue for the woman. Then you can show yourself. That's fine.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Just a quick reminder to the dear viewers at home. We are roughly now 5 minutes into the episode, so make sure to send in your questions before it is too late. And you will have to wait till our next episode on next week at Monday at 7 p.m. So make sure to send in your questions now. Sheikhna, carrying on from WhatsApp, is music haram? And if so, what about nasheeds with instruments?
According to some of the ulama, they would say that all types of music is forbidden, even the ones which are used in the nasheeds, in the cartoons, in the news channels, they're all forbidden. But some other ulama would say that only the entertaining music, which is played and displayed in, let's say nightclubs, for example, other places, which is known as entertaining music, that is forbidden. So it depends, again, for those who would allow non-entertaining music, like classical, you have to see if it's a classical or non-classical music.
Understood. And then on to WhatsApp, Sheikhna. Salaam alaikum, I'm Yahya. I'm currently 16 and a non-native Arabic speaker. I have a few questions lined up. Number one, how can I get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when my friends aren't that Islamic? And even if I chose solitude, I can never develop that relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The best way is, number one, to attend the majalis, the mosques, Husainiyat, especially in the occasions of the Imam's martyrdom and birthdays. Make sure you attend, that's number one. Number two, attend the Jama'ah prayers, if there is any local mosque.
Yes.
Even once a week, that would help as well to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. Try to pray the nightly prayer. So wake up 15-20 minutes before the Fajr Adhan and pray Salatul Layl. Or if you can't, you got school, college, work, then you can pray it just after the Isha prayers. You can pray the night prayer after Isha prayers, which is 11 rak'ah. That would help as well.
Yeah.
And distance yourself from bad friends. This is very important. If you see them that they act differently, their conduct is not a correct way of dealing with issues, religious issues, then you have to distance yourself. That's the best advice and best way, which I tried in my childhood and all the way to my adulthood.
Okay.
Distance myself from the bad friends straight away. That's the best way. Because one of the human's enemies is the corrupt society, or the bad friends, in other words. They will destroy your morale and your ethics and faith and conduct.
And Sheikh, now what's the criteria for a bad friend?
It's very clear. They would, number one, would not implement and observe the religious rights and obligations. That's number one. Number two, they would backbite, slander other people, gossiping, and so forth. These are all the bad habits and the bad characters and conducts, as we know. It's very known. The one who is a good friend is the one who would not drag you towards even if he's not a Muslim or not a religious, but he would not drag you towards the evil and vice acts. Yes, he would want to be your friend so that you both can study well, do the research together, for example, finish assignments together. That's fine. So either to be somebody who would concentrate on seeking knowledge, that's fine, or somebody who would help you with your belief in Aqidah and support you, like a brother believing individual who would like to go together, pray in the prayer room, for example, or let's say go to the local mosque together and so forth.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then on to the second question from this person. I'd like to understand Quran, but again, should I start by learning Arabic? Or basically, what should be my first step towards gaining ilm, having aimed to become a mufti one day?
Arabic is a good start. Try to learn the Arabic reading and listening. So you listen to the Arabic words, try to find some kind of online classes and even on YouTube. I think there are a couple of lessons mentioned there. Listen to them, try to read and write. That would help. But also the Holy Quran itself is a miracle. So if you keep listening and reading, we have lots of, in the Islamic world, who memorize the Holy Quran and they're not even native Arabic. They don't speak Arabic at all, but they memorize the Holy Quran, word by word, and even harakah by harakah.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh and brother. Wa alaikum assalam. Is it permissible to play Ludo?
Again, if this game originally is a gambling game, it's not permissible. Otherwise, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, without any betting and so forth.
But the Ludo, it uses dice. Is that fine?
No, it should be the actual board, which is the forbidden. So, if backgammon, for example, chess and so forth. That's the issue.
Okay, understood. And then from WhatsApp, I keep thinking about death and the afterlife all day. I get a feeling of anxiousness about death, and anytime I'm doing something, death just comes to mind, and I keep thinking that everything is pointless since we are all going to die anyway. Sheikhna, a couple of words for our dear friend.
We have narrations that recommend for the one to remember the death, but it shouldn't affect one's psyche and one's psychological effects, on oneself. So you have to balance it, and you have to be optimistic for the future. You have to live in this world and work and help others and worship Allah Azza wa Jal. And of course, the death is something that we all have to face one day. And you shouldn't really be pessimistic and have the fear of the death and so forth. So try to balance it, that live with hope in Allah's mercy, and be sure that if you're a pious individual, observing the wajibat, refraining muharramat, attending the majalis of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, helping the orphans, giving charity and so forth, and asking Allah forgiveness every day, doing astaghfirullah every day, You should be, inshallah, having the hope of Allah's forgiveness and mercy. And that will, inshallah, give you more ability to live peacefully in this world. And then, of course, in the hereafter, you will see, inshallah, things that you haven't even imagined in this world. Inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. Yeah, of course. We also pray for our dear friend, hopefully doesn't have these thoughts anymore. Sheikh, now on to YouTube. Salaam alaikum, Sheikh.
Salam.
If I can only afford to do one of the following three things, and in picking one, it will delay me several years to get the finance back. The options are marriage, Hajj, or buying a house. What should I choose?
Well, you have to go towards the religious rulings and Shari'i rulings. You can't judge it yourself. So if you have the means where you can go to Hajj, for example, you're mustati', in other words, it becomes wajib upon you to first go to Hajj. So that's the first priority. Wajib, you have the means, you must go to Hajj first. And then when you come back, yes, prepare and do some savings for either the wife, or let's say if the person is a female, for the husband, and then for the house as well. So all comes one by one.
Yes.
You shouldn't be worried about these things. You know, some people think that I have to work from now. Number one, I have to buy a house and then have a full-time permanent job, and that could take you up to 30 years of age. You know.
Yeah.
When you're now 20, 21, 22. So always have hope in Allah Azza wa Jal. The Quran says, إِن يَكُونُوا فُقَرَاءَ يُغْنِهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. If when Allah Azza wa Jal mentions about the marriage, that one of the signs of Allah is the marriage, that if they are poor, Allah would enrich them. So go to your Hajj first, if you have the means, mustati' by the time of Hajj. And then Allah Azza wa Jal will open the doors, because the Hajj also brings sustenance and barakah and rizq. The act of Hajj itself, the rituals of Hajj. So tawakkal ala Allah, go to the Hajj if you have the means. If you still have that money for the coming months for the Hajj, then afterwards, yes, you can plan for the marriage and the house. But things come slowly, one by one.
Okay.
You shouldn't
So just
rush.
have patience.
You shouldn't put pressure on yourself.
Yeah. So just have patience.
Patience, yeah,
Yes.
and efforts.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikh. And then from WhatsApp, what is the best way to respond or to deal with mental illness?
Well, number one, you have to consult psychiatric experts in this field, doctors, mental health units, and so forth. That's very important. You have to follow their guidelines. And then number two, make sure you don't stay alone. Number one. Number two, make sure that you attend the gatherings of the mu'mineen, the community gatherings in the mosque, Imam Barga, and so forth, and engage in the daily prayers if it's a local mosque, let's say, or at least once a week. Attend the majalis of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, and also try to participate in the annual ziyarat of the Ma'asumin alayhim salam. Let's say in Karbala, in Najaf, in Mashhad, in Qom. If you can go to Umrah, yes, you can go to Umrah. So that would reduce this effects, mental effects, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, can we give out zakat to non-Muslims?
You see, the wajib zakat only should be given to the believing individual who follows Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. This is wajib zakat. You can't give it even to the non-imami. That's important. If you mean by zakat, your sadaqat, your general sadaqah, yes, you can give it to anyone. There's somebody who's homeless in the streets of, let's say, London or other parts of Europe. You give him a few coins and a few pennies. That's fine. There's no issue with it. That's a general sadaqah. But the wajib zakat, no, only given to the believers in Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then on to WhatsApp. Assalamu alaikum. Is it permissible for a mother to discuss about the boy's puberty and the wajibats along with haram and halal things with their son?
Sometimes it happens that the father cannot explain, or he doesn't have information as a layman person, doesn't have any access to, or he doesn't read or write much about Islam and so forth. Yes, the mother can somehow point, not to be very open with her son, but try to make, just put bullet points with this regard, and try to seek any Maulanas who in your local mosque, or even some believers, young, let's say believers, maybe a couple of years older than him. They can talk to him as well. That will also help, inshallah.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna. Thank you very much. Just a quick reminder to the dear viewers at home. We are now roughly halfway into the episode, so make sure to send in your questions before it is too late, and you will have to wait till next week's episode on Monday at 7 p.m. So of course, make sure to tune in for that episode and send in your questions for that episode, but more importantly, send in your questions now. To send in your questions, all you need to do is call in with the number shown below over here, 0203 515 0199. Or with the WhatsApp number over here, 0741 509 2155. Or scan the QR code to go to our WhatsApp. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions there. We will now be going on a break. But before that, I believe the Sheikh has something he would like to say to us. Over to you, Sheikh.
This night is the night of Laylatul Jum'ah, the eve of Friday. There's a 2 rak'ah salah, if one can pray it tonight, with 15 times on each rak'ah, Surah إِذَا زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ زِلْزَالَهَا. So Surah Al-Zalzala, if you can recite, has a great reward. So 2 rak'ah, night of the Thursday,
Yes.
each rak'ah 15 times, Surah Al-Zalzala, and then you end the salah. So 2 rak'ah, 15 by 15, that's 30 in total. The salah is like a Salat al-Fajr, 2 rak'ah. As a mustahab salah, you make an intention and you pray it, inshallah, and Allah give you the reward.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And to our dear viewers at home, we will now be going on a break, and inshallah we see you after the break. Make sure to send in your questions. See you after the break.
I have a question regarding keeping pictures of
Is it
scholars at
permissible to
home.
plant trees by or
Was
over
Islam
the graves?
established based on peace and
Is it permissible
non-violence?
to collect donations for charity projects from
Is it permitted
individuals?
to consume canned food imported from non-Muslim
Is there
countries?
an issue for men looking at non-Muslim women?
To have your questions answered live, WhatsApp us on +44 7415 09 2155.
For those interested in an Islamic law book by Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi, please WhatsApp the Ahkam SOS team at the following number to place your order today: +44 7415 09 2155. The Islamic law book, available exclusively in hard copy, contains religious questions answered by Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Al-Shirazi. Order your hard copy today.
Welcome back after the break to Ahkam SOS, the show where we discuss various Islamic topics, practices and principles. Yes, I am Sayyid Muthanna al-Musawi, but we don't want this. What we want instead is the phone numbers down below. Let us see it. Thank you very much. Down below you can see 0741 509 2155, which is where you can send in your questions on our WhatsApp. Or if you're a bit lazy, not bothered to write in the number, all you can do is you can, with your camera app, you can scan the QR code over here and it will take you directly to our WhatsApp, and inshallah over there you can send in your questions. If you are interested in learning anything new or filling in any gaps of knowledge you may have, send in your questions and inshallah the Sheikh will be here to answer them. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can send in your questions there likewise. Sheikhna, carrying on with the questions from WhatsApp. Can I attend a Christmas party at work if I don't celebrate it?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. With the conditions that you do not, number one, promote falsehood as a result. So it's not promoting the belief or ideologies and so forth. Number two, no haram is to be committed. So there's no alcohol being consumed. There's no mixed gathering, party, dancing and so forth, music. With this condition, yeah, you can just sit down. It could be just a, they give out, I don't know, cakes and orange juice and that's it.
It's quite an interesting question, Sheikhna. But as Muslims, are we allowed to celebrate Christmas?
again, with these conditions, it shouldn't promote their, their ideologies or the let's say falsehood and so forth. And it shouldn't really praise their faith, in other words.
Okay.
In a way that we have to avoid any kind of scenes that would promote their faith, in other words. So it's a bit difficult to understand, but I would always recommend and advise our Muslim brothers and sisters that we have, alhamdulillah, lots of occasions, a'yad, we have milad. We should concentrate on our mawalid and our happy occasions and, as they say, jashan and khushhali occasions. So we don't really need imported occasions from other sects and faiths. So let's stick with our own occasions and celebrations rather than importing from other sides. That could involve in somehow haram as a result.
Does that include a holiday such as what's going to happen tomorrow, Halloween, where that's not a religious thing, that's more of a cultural?
Yeah, that's not acceptable. Yeah, that's wrong.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, what is the ruling on tattoos and piercings?
These are allowed, it's not forbidden, and I think some would say it's discouraged to makruh with this regard. So, unless one wants to tattoo his arm or, let's say, his body with the words of Allah, which is of course not allowed.
Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, can I keep a cat or a dog as a pet at home?
Ulama would have a discussion about the types of dogs that you can keep. So they would mention, for example, the security dog, the farm dog, and hunting dog. So these are specific dogs that you can have. Otherwise, it could be having an issue with owning something that you don't really need it. So it's more for pleasure and play. So some would have an issue with it. Because these are ainun najasat, inherently impure. So you cannot buy or sell inherently impure unless there's a need for it, which is, as I've said, for hunting, as a security, or as a security hunting and farm dog.
Also, Sheikhna, on the note, on the question about pets, what other kinds of pets can we have?
Yes, you can have. I think it's mentioned in the narrations of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam about having cattle, chickens and birds, specific types of birds that Ahlul Bayt would recommend to have in your house, specific birds. Pigeons, so they would recommend.
My friend, Sheikhna, my friend has a pet owl. Is that recommended to have?
I haven't seen if there's recommended, I'm not sure.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, is it allowed to donate blood or organs?
Yes, you can. I mean, Atlas Sistani would mention that for the organs, if there's a desperate need for it, then you can. So there's a desperately someone is in need of it, then you can do so.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, I want to know, is proprietary firm trading halal for CFDs, Forex, crypto and commodity trading? What is proprietary? So they're giving us an explanation of what proprietary firm trading is. It's prop trading, where a firm trades its own capital in the financial markets to generate profit rather than trading on behalf of clients. Is this allowed?
We have to see more details with this regard, because some ulama would have to look into the details. There should be a transaction. There should be from two parties receiving something in exchange of something and so forth. That's why some ulama would made forbidden for the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, because there's no product, so it's like all virtual transactions. So some would have an issue with such transactions, that there's nothing tangible being transferred or being taken in somehow. So one should look into the issue more in detail, so they can decide if it's allowed or not allowed.
Understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, is it okay to light the candle and blow it when we celebrate the birthday?
There's no issue with it. It's fine.
It's completely fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from WhatsApp, what should I do if my job requires me to shake hands with the opposite gender?
Just change the job, because you don't want to commit a forbidden act when the one is in a job that you have to be in a position. You can change the position in the same company, for example, because they have other people who can do this job, as a sales or marketing. So you can work in the back office, do some paperwork and so forth, rather than be in the front of the with the clients and so forth. So change the role, or just change the whole job.
Yeah, I understand. But Sheikh, currently, especially in London, I'm not sure around the whole world, but in London economy and England economy, it's quite difficult to get a job or to even keep a job. So of course, certain people, they don't really have the freedom to change position or change a job. So, and this is for their livelihood as well. So they must stay, right?
The only solution is that you wear gloves. And with the gloves, yes, you can shake hand.
With the gloves?
With the gloves, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And it's completely halal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Understood. Understood. Thank you, Sheikhna. And then also from WhatsApp, is it haram to use AI tools like ChatGPT to write Islamic content or school essays?
For the Islamic contents, you can't really trust 100% the information that is fed into this system. So you have to make sure that you go back to some scholars or some researchers who can double check this information, because we tried it ourselves and we found that some of the information were completely wrong about some personalities, for example, that never existed, and the AI says this individual was such a companion and so forth, and he was killed and shaheed. Never existed such a personality, for example. So you cannot trust the technology 100%. You have to go back to the researchers. And for the essays, I don't know, you can, it's up to you. I mean, you want to use the essays in AI, if it's accurate, then it's up to you.
Okay. But surely that's a form of cheating the system, Sheikhna.
Yeah, cheating is not allowed, yes.
Okay.
You have to bear in mind, yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then on to our next question, actually, back to WhatsApp. So this person sent a follow-up regarding the trading, Sheikhna. They say proprietary firm trading is trading digitally any asset with funds provided by a company. We can trade stocks, commodities, etc. with profit sharing basis.
Again, as I've said, you have to have something means that you're making profits from what you're selling something and buying something. As I've said, for the scholars to be able to issue a fatwa with this regard, you have to provide more in-depth information. So on that basis, they can issue fatwa. What seems to be, from what I'm reading, should be, or listening from you, should be some kind of normal trading. So assets, stocks, buying, selling.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Sheikhna. And then from YouTube, is it permissible to talk to women with the intention of marriage? If not, when does this become permissible?
I remember when I was a child, there was a young sheikh who came to our house, and we had a small guest room or a small office. So I remember that he asked my father to go and talk to a lady that he wanted to remarry. And he sat with her for the whole hour and a half, talking to her with her hijab. And I used to bring them tea and coffee and water and so forth. So that was a professional way of talking. The door was open. There were people around the house. There's no issue with it. Absolutely no issue with it.
It's completely fine.
The issue is sometimes they would use this as a way, as a loophole to have romantic relationships and dating, in other words, which is, of course, that's forbidden. Unless you do it through the nikah contract, would be fine.
It would be fine. Understood, Sheikhna. What about, Sheikhna, if you meet through online ways, such as through texting, if you speak to them through texting?
Professionally, yes. There's no issue with it.
Professionally?
Yes. And you're genuine, and your
genuine
intention is to get married to this lady.
Okay. Okay.
To investigate.
What if, Sheikhna, because I know there might be something right now, Sheikhna, when with the family getting involved and they're like, no, we don't want them to meet for too long, we don't want them to speak over texts. They have to give an answer, and then after they do the aqd within the nikah period and everything, then they can finally speak over text or meet each other.
As I've said, to the minimal that you need, you can talk before the aqd. You can see each other before the aqd. That's fine. To see her, to talk to her, that's fine. But as I've said, within the boundary, within a professional manner, and not to go beyond that, you know, make it a love story and romantic, and going out and datings, and that's not allowed.
Okay, understood. Shaykhna, thank you very much. And then from WhatsApp, what kinds of fish are halal?
The ones which have scales on their body, and of course the prawns is also an exception. So you can't have squid or crabs, lobster, but the prawns in the narrations of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam is an exception with this regard. So you can have prawns plus any fish which has scales on the body of the fish, transparent skin, removable skin.
Thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then from WhatsApp, I was praying in the park and suddenly a dog came close to my prayer mat. I got distracted, but I continued. Is my prayer still valid?
Yes, it's fine. Yeah.
It's completely fine. Thank you very much, Shaykhna. And then also from WhatsApp, during Salah, my child started crying loudly, so I rushed the last part of my Salah. Do I need to repeat it?
Rush means she finished the Salah quickly. It's fine.
Okay. Thank you very much, Shaykhna. And thank you very much, Shaykhna, for answering all the questions with us. Thank you very much to all of our dear viewers at home for tuning in with us and sending in your questions. Thank you very much. We do apologize if we did not have time to answer your questions. Please do send in your questions on our next episode on Monday at 7 p.m. And inshallah, the Shaykh will be here to answer your questions. Just a couple of notes before we round off the episode. Down below you will see a link, www.imamhussein3.tv/donate, which is where you can support the Imam Hussein TV 3 TV channel. With your help, with your donations, with your support, it would go towards the different programs, the different shows that we do here, with the studio, with the TV channel, with everything that we do will be with your help. And inshallah, we can teach many around the world the meaning of the Ahlul Bayt and what it is to be a follower of the Ahlul Bayt. This has been Ahkam SOS. I've been your host, Sayyid Muthanna Al-Musawi, and inshallah we see you in the coming episodes. Fi amanillah. Sayyid, you ate before the adhan? Do you know if your fast was valid?